Hello, on this fine Wednesday afternooning, pre-evening, as Dr. Sheldon Cooper would say. Today's video is relating to what I personally think of as where gaming is going. What's going to be the dominant style of game. This is a very vague term in terms of the style of game, in the context of how I'm using it. I believe that for gaming to continue, for it to feel new and fresh, or more specifically, what's going to take over, I think cooperative games are going to take over. Like games that were designed 100% around getting 2 to 4 people from the beginning of the level to the end of the level, from the beginning of the game to the end of the game. I think that is where gaming is going. I really do. What examples do I have? Well, Borderlands. I've professed my love for that game several times in these videos. I'm highly anticipating the second one. And one of the biggest reasons was, whenever I'd play with friends, usually we would do a local sort of LAN sort of style thing. That was some of the most fun I've had. This killing stuff, watching money and stuff go everywhere, and us like fighting over new weapons and the insanity of getting flipped over in cars and all that crap. I really liked that. I loved it a lot. And I think a lot of games are emulating that or doing it in their own way. And one of the best examples is probably my favorite game from last year, Gears of War 3. Multiplayer is multiplayer. You get on, you kill dudes. That's multiplayer. But the three other modes, the three big main modes that Gears of War had, was the campaign, Beast, and Horde. And the campaign was designed around 4 people playing in co-op. I mean, yeah, you can completely do it as one person. Totally makes sense. But you always have 4 squad mates with you. Always. The game was 100% designed around 4 players. In the sense that the campaign always mediated you to having 4 people. Like, you felt like you would do a lot better, or it seems a lot funner if you had 4 people. I mean, the DLC they added, ROM Shadow, that was designed completely around 4 people. You had 1 person as ROM, 2 people as Mauler Boomers, and 1 person as the Elite Hunter. And then when you were the Cogs, you were the other 4 people. And I like this direction that Epic is taking with Gears. I really am. I mean, you can look at Beast and Horde. Those have co-op written all over them. Like, they shit co-op. And I'm looking at games that are coming out these days, like Mass Effect 3 or Syndicate. Both of those games really had the best, like, the multiplayer aspect in and of itself is entirely cooperative. You do co-op missions with other people. Perfect. I love it. And these games are getting highly regarded for it. Like, Syndicate's like best selling point to some people were the co-op missions. That's fine. Co-op is good. We need to talk to people. Gamers are reputationally shy. Don't look at me like I'm crazy. You look at a lot of people, it's just like, yeah, they don't really talk to other people, do they? But it's like, when you get 4 people together through Skype or through Xbox Live or something, yeah, they're going to talk about, okay, let's have this person, this weapon set up here. Let's have people with this skill set sitting here. I love strategy in really action-intensive games. I do. And when there are these cooperative games, especially Beast and Horde mode from Gears of War, the most prominent examples to me, it sears in your brain like, oh, wow, they have all these fortifications sitting here. I wonder how many people we're supposed to have building and occupying these fortifications. Really epic. You did such a good job of hiding it. But there's another type of co-op you might not know about. You might not even think it exists. But it's something I noticed. something I think when it gets pulled off is perfect. And to cite it, I would use Valve's Portal and Portal 2. Not the cooperative mode in Portal 2, but the single player game. We all know that Portal is a first person puzzle game. Okay? That's on the table. But you're alone in that world. You're just Shell. And it's like, well, when you're playing the game, sometimes you'll sit there and go, well, how am I supposed to solve this puzzle? But if you have some guy standing over your shoulder going, well, how about you shoot the portal there? And you're going, oh, I never would have thought of that. And then you do it, and it works. And the guy's like, hey, that worked. And you're like, yeah, sit down and help me. He's like, okay, sure. But that's perfect. That's genius. I wonder if Valve ever sat there when they're making Portal and going, maybe we should do that. Let's see what happens if we were like, make the person play, have a dude sit over their shoulder. It's like, oh, that works. For whatever reason, this very single-player game lends itself well to co-op, quotes. It's not so much cooperative as it is assistative, if that's even a word, which I doubt, but I made it up now and it exists on the internet. It's never going away now. So, why am I saying this is the future? What makes me think this is the future of gaming? Okay, let me just say, Gears of War 3 was probably one of the best shooters of last year. 3 out of the 4 modes were co-op. Huh? Yeah? Oh, dropping the knowledge bombs on your ass. And I'm looking at the games coming out this year, and they have this Resident Evil Raccoon City, which is Resident Evil moving it completely away from where it's supposed to be. Not around the stars. It's all about being an Umbrella agent. And it's 4 people as Umbrella agents that have classes and have skills. The perfect co-op game. Nope. And then, Borderlands 2 is coming out later this year. So excited. I think that these games that lend themselves so well to being played with multiple people that isn't multiplayer. That I think is going to take a really dominant foot soon. Because we can't stand with this 6-hour first-person shooter campaign and just go spend the rest of your time in multiplayer. That's it's fine. But if I want to just spend $60 on a game that has good multiplayer, I'm going to go play a game like Tribes or Unreal Tournament. Of course, Unreal Tournament's really about bots, but it just goes to show cooperative sells games. It really does. This person buys a game, really good co-op element. He tells his friends go buy 3 copies. That's 4 copies of a game for 1 game mode. Who knows what's next? Maybe we'll have 16-player cooperative campaigns that take 20 hours to finish. Of course, you look at that, it's going, that's just a WoW raid. But who's to say? Maybe the next big game is just a MMO of co-op. What? That's ridiculous. That'll never happen. Dude, we're in the gaming industry. Anything can happen. Nothing is off limits until it happens, and then it's like, let's not make that style of game ever again in the history of ever. And everyone's like, okay, we'll just stick to making co-op games, because co-op is awesome. Thank you very much. I love when I speak like a moron, but thank you for watching today's video. I shall hope to see you all on a wonderful Thursday from here in the great eastern coast of the United States of America. Goodbye, 10 minutes.